Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Now it's time for your favorite section, the nation's sharpest opinion. We use this opportunity to do some plain speaking. We use the opportunity to go angular on issues, regardless of who the consequences will be for or what the consequences are. We believe in telling you the absolute unfiltered truth. And you respond very well and very sharply back to me too. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight the truth is that whether the BJP accepts it or not. I repeat, whether the BJP accepts it or not. And I would say that it's in the interest of the BJP to accept it. The fact is that it's become expensive for the Aam Aadmi, the salaried middle class in this country. The middle class used to be and still is, to a great extent, the bedrock of the BJP's support. But has it become expensive for the middle class in this country? Yes, it has. Yes, it has. And you can put out any arguments. I will put out only one argument. Has the cost of LPG cylinders gone up or gone down for the middle class? And the fact of the matter is, it has gone up. Now, I'm not talking only from the time of or the perspective of political consequences, but since political consequences matter for political parties, the fact of the matter is cooking gas LPG prices being hiked by 50 rupees at a time makes it very difficult, ladies and gentlemen, for the common man. 30% of Indian households are classified as middle class, which means people with an average annual household income between 5 lakh and 30 lakh rupees. Now ask someone with an annual household income of even 10 lakh rupees whether or not they're affected by LPG prices. 99.99% of people, including BJP supporters, will say no, it pinches us. And that is a fact. The BJP must learn this lesson, not just as a consequence of what happened in the Karnataka results, but to say it's a double whammy if people who are already feeling the heat because of fuel prices, now simple activities like eating out become so much more expensive because of the hike in commercial LPG. Now viewers, all of this has a direct impact and cost on the savings of Indian households. And I have statistics with me. Indians are saving less. Why are Indians saving less? Savings used to be the strength of the Indian economy, of Indian households, but Indians are forced to spend a lot more. So they're obviously saving a lot less. And the savings of Indian households have fallen to a 3-decade low in the first half of this fiscal year. These are very worrying numbers. People are spending, but they are not having enough left over to save, which means at some point of time, it will hit the households in terms of education, the opportunities that they can provide to their loved ones. And the government has to understand that at one point of time it can say, oh, we are being very practical. We are introducing back the subsidy scheme for LPG, which we stopped in 2020. We are introducing it back only for the PM Ujjwala beneficiaries. But what this means is that non-subsidized cylinders have increased by 47% from the time the BJP came back to power in 2019, which means today there are 47% of the whole user base which is paying much more for LPG cylinders. And who are these people? These are middle class people. These are middle class people. Many of them, almost all of them, are not the beneficiaries of the PM Ujjwala scheme. And these people have a right to say, things are getting expensive for us. Ladies and gentlemen, in 2022, the government accepted the group of ministers' recommendation to review GST exemption and included items like pre-packed and labeled meat, fish, curd, paneer, honey, and many other staples. What impact does this have? This means that these very staples, milk, paneer, honey, meat, fish, yogurt, all of these things become expensive. And on top of this, the government's levy of a 5% GST also started costing all those availing non-ICU hospital rooms that cost over 5,000 rupees a day more, which means And this was a move that was opposed by the Indian Medical Association, which means in certain categories, if you're hospitalized, you will end up spending more. Viewers, if you simply check today the cost of air travel, and I think it's remarkable that Indians are traveling by air a lot more. At the recent Republic Summit, the Civil Aviation Minister was talking very strongly about it as one of his achievements, and why not? But there is a 16% steepest ever hike of aviation turbine fuel. And please check what airfares are costing these days. You have a near duopoly situation in this country. You have Go First, which went into NCLT. So you have essentially two major airlines. There's a lot of trouble in spice. You have two major airlines, duopoly situation, Air India and Indigo. Between them, they can virtually control and monopolize air prices, and the government must be very cautious about what's going on. And the fact of the matter is, please check. The government should check what airfares have become. Now, the middle class travels by air. Just check the cost of air travel. Check an average cost. Bombay, Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, Chandigarh. Check the airfares, ladies and gentlemen. And finally, one more point. You need to at some point of time say, regardless of elections or not, we need to give some relief. I understand the issues of excise. I understand the issues of foreign payments, of maintaining, payments. But the fact is GST collections are going up, so the government's earning a lot of money. But after announcing a decrease in the excise duty on petrol and diesel in May 2022, the very next month they hiked the excise rates by 5 rupee a litre on petrol and 12 rupees a litre on diesel, which means you mitigated the impact of your own concession. And why is this? Why can't there be a period when the tax-paying salaried middle class of this country is given consistent relief for a period of time by the central government? That will put pressure on state governments also. And I also want to add one more thing. There is no point in saying that let the state governments, this pehle aap culture does not work here. State and central have both got to do it. I believe, and I began by saying this could be seen to be a lesson of the Karnataka election results. And the reason the BJP has lost in Karnataka could be multitude of reasons. I'm not denying it. We talked about the consolidation of the minority vote behind the Congress. Very, very major reason. Anti-incumbency, corruption charges, important reason. But this too, ladies and gentlemen, the cost of living crisis situation that we are in. Okay, it's not a cost of living crisis, but it is time to ease the cost of living for the average Indian. That's what I wanted to share. These are my candid thoughts. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's debate.
In Karnataka, LPG gas cylinder prices were skyrocketing. An 88% spike in prices under the BJP. Eventually, it became one of the key factors for the BJP's ouster.
जो कर्नाटक की जनता की जो निर्णय है, हम उसका स्वीकार करते हैं और उनका जो निर्णय है वो गौरव भी करते हैं। और ये जो डिबेकल है वो पार्टी, मैं खुद उसका जिम्मेदारी लेता हूँ।
Basic necessities of food, clothes and shelter are seeing a spike. From wheat to mustard oil to rice to chana dal to potatoes to onion prices to tea and even salt. And to add to it all, the central government, in consultation with the Reserve Bank of India, has announced the amendment of a rule that will now result in 20% tax collection at source, that's TCS, on the usage of credit cards outside India. Acknowledging the problems is not enough.
इन्फ्लेशन का विषय में मैं जनता के साथ हूं। हाँ, बोझ ना होना चाहिए और कम होना चाहिए, मगर विपक्ष को कोई हक नहीं मिलता क्योंकि उनके कार्यकाल को वो देखें।
The writing on the wall is clear. It's time to ease the cost of living. Let's debate.
So I've given time on this debate because we need to speak at length, and I think we need to hear each other also. I'll just tell you my own thoughts on this. If the BJP has lost Karnataka, I want to begin by saying that one of the reasons the BJP would have lost Karnataka is the fact that the cost of living and which has an impact on standard of living, which has an impact on how much an average household can save, prices, is something which is beginning to pinch people. And on this, I want us to listen to each other and be open to it, to the reality around issues like this, right? So I've just placed the issues before all of us, and let me start getting views from everyone. Let me start with Revolution Sridhar Reddy. We all know Telangana is going to have an election, and he's an important politician from Telangana. What do you think? Is this going to impact the BJP in Telangana as well?
Definitely, no. The problems of the common man is very common everywhere. Whether it is Karnataka, Maharashtra, Rajasthan or Telangana, these fuel prices and LPG prices have hit the common man and especially poor, middle class and lower middle class very badly. And the 200 rupees subsidy on the Ujjwala gas cylinders and all has not given any solace. At one end, all the essential item prices also have increased. And now fuel prices also have, skyrocketing from the day Modi ji have come into the power. And LPG prices also is the same case. And Honorable Finance Minister of this country could never explain why they are going up. And many times she said, act of God, I can't do anything on that. End of the day, you are denting the pocket of the common man, and that is hitting their pocket, which automatically, resulting into the problems where, whatever money they can spend on their family living standards or their children education or any other savings, that is actually as, completely going away from them. So definitely the common man has the eye on the Modi government that though the international crude oil prices have come down, and recently we are importing the crude from Russia after the Ukraine war. And again, while increasing the price, you show the same Ukraine war. And people have understood the central government is intentionally doing this, even levying the tax of 5% on, as you mentioned just now, on yogurt and milk and all other essential items like bread. This is not at all a government which favors the common man and poor. This is an anti-poor government. People have understood. That's the reason why they have taught a lesson to them in Karnataka, and this will repeat everywhere. And entire country today, the common man is the common man. I mean, the problem is everywhere. And central government till today, not a spokesperson of BJP, and never Honorable Prime Minister addresses this issue because he never addresses a public issue or he never addresses a press conference. Neither he answered this in the parliament. And people of the country have the right to question and get the answer, which is not happening in the country. Yeah. And they are looted on a daily basis.
Okay, I let to remain very focused,
yeah.
So that in this debate, we don't get into a subjective opinion like, did you loot, did I loot, or you have looted in the past, I am looting less, you are a looter, etc. No. The fact of the matter is, Sanju, it's a serious matter.
Yes.
And while I invite you in, I'm putting 2 versus 2, so we have an open debate. Fact of the matter is, there has been a very uncontrolled LPG price hike, and a lot of people, let me tell you, lot of people are talking about it. They are saying that, for example, 585 rupees May 2020, 1,105 rupees in March 2023, Karnataka, 88% increase in the price of LPG is self-inflicted injury, not just on the people but also on the BJP itself, because you will be blamed for it. Yes, Sanju.
Arnab, you made some very pertinent points, and I'm glad you said that we will have a sane debate. So just responding to the BRS, first I want to say that yes, the government has tackled inflation on a war footing in the last couple of quarters, and more needs to be done. Just by way of data, Arnab, while last year inflation was at elevated levels, we have seen the retail inflation numbers for April coming in a couple of days back. Retail inflation currently is 4.7%, the lowest in 15 months, and wholesale inflation was actually a negative 0.92%, the lowest in 34 months. And most importantly, what pinches the middle class is food inflation. Wholesale food inflation, the latest number for April, is only 0.17%, and wholesale retail inflation, latest figure, is only 3.84%. So as I said, inflation has come down dramatically, but more needs to be done. Point number 2, and I want Arnab, to just take 20 seconds without being verbose. I think the biggest benefit to the middle class is that basic exemption limit a couple of years back was raised by the Modi government from 2 lakhs to 2.5 lakh, and for senior citizens from 2.5 lakh to 3 lakh. That continues, but the default tax regime now is the new tax regime, and I think your audience is very aware, but they need to be, once again told that till 7 lakh of annual income, you actually pay 0 tax, and if your income is 9 lakh or lower, then the tax that you pay annually is just 45,000 rupees, which is only 5% of your income. And if your annual income is 15 lakh, then the total tax that you pay in the entire year is 1.5 lakh, which is only 10% of your overall income.
See,
the limited point I'm making is that not only have the tax rates come down in each individual tax slab, but also the fact that you have a tax rebate right till 7 lakh, and if you take ATC, ATD benefits up till 9 lakh, actually you can end up paying 0 tax, which I think is not a small achievement, even for small and medium and micro industries. The presumptive taxation limit has been raised from 50 lakh to 75 lakh, and for senior citizens, Arnab, you need to know that earlier senior citizens used to get a tax-free, bond, but you could only invest up to 15 lakh. Now you can invest up to 30 lakh and get complete tax-free benefits if you're a senior citizen 60 years and more. So to say that the Modi government
Sanju,
has not done enough, I think that's wrong.
Okay, now Sanju, you've given a long reply here, and usually, you have used statistics to justify your reply, and statistics are always statistics, you can look at statistics. I can give you 10 statistics to say you're bad. You can give me 5 statistics to say you're right. Reality, I can turn around and also tell you that in 22-23, an average Indian customer, average inflation was 6.66%, which was higher than the RBI's projections. The consumer price index, which averaged at 132 points from 2011 to the beginning of 2023, suddenly shot up to a record high of 178 points only last month. And the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation data itself of your own central government says there is a hike of 7.68% in food prices from March 21 to 22 alone. These are not my numbers, these are central government numbers. Now, your reality is this, that you've said we've given some exemption to the middle class in terms of tax slabs, etc. What I am saying to you as I'm expanding the debate, you need to do a lot more. And I am of a view that I absolutely support the government's investments in infrastructure. I think what you're doing for trains and roads and infrastructure versus China, you're doing a lot of things right. But if LPG prices, and sorry to go on and on about this, but I will. LPG prices, no, you tell me.
The new highway.
No, what I'm saying is, I'm saying, Mr. Srivastav, the person before getting his car on the highway has to eat at a dhaba on the highway. He has to pay fuel to be on the highway. And if he looks at the highway and says,
per kilometer, 40 crore rupees per kilometer. 40 crore rupees per kilometer. They have constructed that road.
No, what I'm saying is, strong point elsewhere. Listen to the other side today.
This cost has to bear by the ordinary persons.
Yes.
10,000 rupees truck owner has to pay as a special tax to the government.
We're coming in. We're coming in. We're coming in.
No, 10,000 rupees.
No, we're coming in, and this is a highly interactive program.
Today even.
No. As you know, 1 minute, Sanju, 1 minute. Sanju, 1 minute. 1 minute.
20 seconds.
This is I started with you, so I won't give you the 20 seconds right now. The question is, you cannot justify everything you're doing by saying we are doing a lot of national good. It's good that you're doing a lot of national good, but I don't think the people have done any big wrong or committed a sin either. They're not getting enough money to save. The savings of an average Indian household has gone to the lowest in 30 years.
Zero, sir.
Lowest in 30 years, which means people don't have any money left. If they don't have any money left, they can't go on holidays, they can't use that road, they can't go on that bullet train, they may not even be able to afford going on a Vande Bharat. So you got to realize about it. And savings falling, LPG prices up, should tell you something.
You have to give me time to.
But here the other side, there are other. 1 minute, okay. Lokesh comes in. Lokesh, I'll come to you. Listen tonight. Listen to the other side. Be empathetic. Yeah, Lokesh. No, Sanju, you don't need to get so angry. I'm only saying that prices have really gone up.
Showing data, but you're scared of my
Prices have really gone up.
Person who will say that I will purchase petrol at the rate of 500 rupees per
It
litre.
is only fair that I rebut.
Lokesh first, and then you will rebut, of course. But please hear, the elephant in the room is the cost of living. The elephant in the room is the cost of living. I am just saying cost of living. That's all I'm saying, and I will keep saying it. Cost of living.
I heard you, Arnab.
No, but hear the others. Hear the Congress also now, and then I'll come back to you.
You know, you can't have one.
See, Arnab,
panelist after the
India
other
is
and
a-
But there are so. I started with you. I haven't gone to the TMC yet or the Congress yet.
That's a lopsided debate.
Arnab, India is a demand-driven economy. The price rise that we are witnessing now
this is
is a
not fair.
cost-push
You get
inflation.
more opposition
The
parliament,
cost
but
of
you
raw
don't want to
material
be
has
able to
increased, especially after the COVID crisis, as well as the Ukraine war. Now, what has happened is, presently, we are witnessing that the aggregate demand in the economy has remained the same, and the cost has been increasing. So this has led to an inflation spiral. Presently, the government is in a very difficult spot because the RBI, which just recently in February hiked the repo rate by 25 basis points, does not have enough room to hike the repo rate and bring about some form of a control in the inflation. The money is burning fast, and we are heading towards stagflation right now. What is required by the government is to implement certain automatic stabilizers, some certain forms of safety nets to make sure that the household income doesn't get impacted, because in time to come, we are going to see a sticky scenario where there is a price rise along with unemployment, because with the rise in repo rate, the effective demand is going to get impacted. And with the impact in effective demand, it is bound to impact the economic output, the GDP as well. So over here, what the government is required to do, ma'am, it's a very wonderful debate that we are having. Trust me, in the beginning of the debate, Arnab rightly said that let us make this debate a constructive one. It's not about criticizing. We are simply putting forward certain facts, and we want that the debate should be more people-centric, nation-centric, rather than blaming any political party.
You know nothing and you just come and talk on everything.
Madam, why do you ridicule me? What do you know about me? What do you know about me?
About the economy.
What do you know? What do you know about? How do you say all this?
So please keep quiet.
How do you, madam, this form of an arrogance? Madam, I have done masters in economics, so when you say all these things, this is something very, very pathetic. Please, madam, please, I respect you because you are elder to me, but this is not the way to talk.
No, you don't need to respect me. That is fine by me, but
Arnab, I want to make one more submission. In order to make sure that the economy does not trend towards stagnation, it's very important to take proactive and preemptive measures, especially with respect to the aggregate demand that is on the verge of decline, and make sure that households and their disposable income is kept intact by providing them certain social security nets. Make sure that their effective saving rate remains the same.
The service tax is 5%. Under the Congress government, the service tax was between 18 to 23% if you wanted to go and eat out. Point number one. Point number two. Under the Congress
Madam, during the time period of Congress, do you know what was the annual saving rate?
You used to pay.
Do you know what was the saving rate? It was 33%. Do you know what is the saving rate right now? It is 20%.
0% income
There is
tax.
no room for the government to
Even up
create
to 9
investment.
lakhs. You
How
can
the hell
actually
you are going
end
to
up
create
paying
investment?
0%
You start
tax
printing money,
under the new
you start
taxation
printing
regime
currency.
of the Modi
Do you know
government.
anything about economics? Economics
Listen,
is not
please,
statistics.
don't
You
teach me
cannot
about
come and
economics.
point out data over here and claim that you know.
I don't
God,
need to
this
take
is too
lessons from
sharp.
you.
What are you saying, madam?
This is too sharp. What's going on here? Can I
Lokesh
please come in?
Jindal is a wannabe.
No,
Lokesh
listen,
Jindal is a
Sanju Verma,
wannabe.
listen, get
You
this
are a
straight.
wannabe.
You are a mannerless with a big mouth who doesn't know
Oh, come on
anything.
now.
you
Can I
straight-
please tell you all to calm down? Lokesh, calm down. Sanju, calm down. I'm coming into the debate. I'm coming into the debate. Now, there's no need to call someone a wannabe, someone mannerless. These kind of things are not necessary. As I began by saying, I realize sometimes that I am touching a very sensitive issue on my debate. Sanju, listen to me. Now, this is the problem.
They will not agree with you.
Sanju, if you have come in with a mindset that everything's hunky-dory, there is no increase in cost of living, this is a nonsense, nonsensical debate that has no relevance to the Aam Aadmi, then let me tell you, you are wrong. I can only tell you, Sanju, it is in your interest to understand the situation on the ground.
4%. And current account deficit, if it is high, it easily
Now, Sanju, if you're not seen as receptive, I don't think you're doing your party any good.
500 रुपए का पेट्रोल
I can only tell you if you're not even seen as receptive, because I feel, I'll tell you one thing, Sanju. Okay, now Sanju, can you not stop going on over everyone for a minute, please, and listen to others, and also have the humility to stand corrected if required, and not take offense when somebody presents facts that are contrary to yours. And I shall do it. I have done it all these years, and I intend to do it very well now, and I shall continue to do what I have always done. And if I think you're wrong, Sanju, then I think you're wrong, and if I'm going to counter you, then I'm going to counter you, and no amount of your speaking over me will make me change my mind. I am by nature an intellectually obstinate person when it comes to pushing my own point across. I intend to continue to be intellectually obstinate at this stage. Now, I will make a point to you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
4.9%.
Yeah, Sanju Verma.
Inflation in last 9 years.
Sanju Verma, listen to me now. Don't keep repeating my name.
Currently is at a 34-year low.
I'll open this up I will open this up to the poll, since you're asking me. My Twitter question tonight is cost of living up or down?
By the way.
If you're watching the program, there's a live question going on right now, and I'm going to read some of your responses on the Motorola phone. Okay, now listen to me here. I feel sometimes RK and we have with us Riju also. I think sometimes when we know but we deny, we know but we don't want to accept. I think the BJP knows, and I'll tell you, RK, why the BJP knows that this is an issue. Otherwise, RK, why did the BJP promise 3 free cooking gas cylinders to BPL families just before the Karnataka elections? Because they must have got the feedback, RK, that people are angry over LPG prices. And I can tell you, without taking names, significant number of BJP people also are openly saying this is an issue. The BJP has been seen to be in elections which it has won, or to be on the side of the common man. But in Karnataka, this was a significant issue, and which is why the BJP made a poll promise that we will give 3 free cooking gas cylinders to BPL families annually. But by this time, people were so angry, they wouldn't hear of it. RK, what do you think?
So I think, Arnab, you're right. It is the inflation number which BJP spokesperson gave, those numbers essentially are far from the reality on the ground. Food inflation, and specifically the things in the government hand, when the the crude prices went to $127, and they have come down to 80, but prices have not gone down. And I know they want to make sure that oil marketing companies continue to make profit, but I think there has to be some justification to have a 1100 rupee cylinder when the crude oil prices are $80. So that's something which I don't think she's able to understand, and she continues to quote the income tax numbers of the middle class and all that, which are not relevant here. The second thing is about the common man and perception in Karnataka is absolutely all right. Apart from the corruption, malgovernance, and Yedurappa factor, there is no reason. I don't know why they removed that gentleman, because they didn't have any other leader to counter him. And then, of course, the corruption, and of course the price rise. And the last minute 3 cylinders, BJP tried to do it, but Congress overdid by giving so many freebies that state might even go bankrupt after that. So I think both parties have failed to understand what the real issue of the common man is. And especially in case of BJP, which was a governing party both here and center, double engine sarkar, did not do any good service or help to the common man. I think that's where the result is.
And my broader point, RK, to this is, before Sanju comes again, I want to go to Riju, who's not spoken. The broader point is, and here's a limited point I'm making, that if the BJP thinks it's only going to help BPL families with targeted subsidies, I'm saying it's very good. You must help BPL families. You must take people out of poverty. This is very, 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 very good. Excellent. But I say you cannot ignore the Aam Aadmi, the middle class, right? The Aam Aadmi is 43 crores strong, 1/3 of the country's electorate, right? You cannot ignore it before the 24 elections. This section contributes 50% of all income, 48% of all expenditure, 56% of all savings. If you ignore this segment, there will be political repercussions before 2024. As a pure political point I'm making, Riju is on the debate. Riju.
Thank you. Now, first of all, my salute to Mr. Arnab Goswami. I think you have turned back the time and gone back 20 years to, today you have raised a topic which is one of the two burning issues the country is facing. Unemployment and inflation. You have raised one of the topic. To thank you to you for that. Now, India, I'm not going to talk about economics because I do not know economics. I'm not a student of it. So I'm going to talk about it from a layman's point of view. All this inflation bakheda started because India was recession proof. India was cash rich. Why? Because our mothers, our wives, our sisters, they had a gullak in their house, a Lakshmi Bhandar. They used to store cash. Then the demonetization came. The biggest financial scam in the history of India. And all the cash is gone. Now everything is electronic and all that started. When the UP elections were there, and I remember, and Mr. RK can correct me, the crude oil prices came down to $60. But the prices were not changed. The prices went up, the prices were still not changed. But as soon as elections get over, all the prices go back up. Prices of fuel went up by 20 rupees. Then after, by 2 installments, it was reduced to 10 rupees. But you're still plus 10. Now all this, can I please finish, madam? Can I please? I have not uttered a single word for 35 minutes. Let me finish and you can ask me all the questions. Everything that we are talking about, milk, egg, raw fruits, vegetables, everything is directly responsible on the fuel prices. If fuel prices go up, everything goes up. So that is the biggest challenge for the Indian government, which they have not addressed. We have seen on media 25 Vande Bharat inaugurations. Thousands of trains are in dismal state. No address. You are collecting GST from all states, which is going up every year. Madam, please, let me finish.
Let him finish. Sanju, I brought him 30 minutes into the debate, so he must be allowed to finish, and then I will certainly come back to you. Thank you. Well, he has a right to finish, and then you can come back to him, please. You can respond to him, but you let him finish, please. I'll make a comment after that, then you can respond to him. We're having a great debate, ladies and gentlemen. Twitter debate is on the subject. The Twitter debate is on the subject. And Riju, as I welcome and in fact encourage you to continue, and I support you in continuing. I also want to bring to your kind attention, since you say that I went back 20 years. No, I don't want to go back 20 years. In fact, I don't even want to go back 10 years. Because 10 years back, there was an arrogant man called Ajit Pawar from the party of Mr. Srivastava, who's on the program tonight. And he said, what if there is no water? Should I urinate there? If there is no water, then go find urine. Chidambaram said from your party, Lokesh. I love people who change. I love it. I just love it. I find it admirable, and allow me to continue with a small intervention. I love Lokesh Jindal saying, I'm concerned about the common man. He says, I'm concerned about the common man. P. Chidambaram were also concerned about the common man 11 years back when he said this middle class wants to eat ice cream, but they can't increase prices of rice. Oh, I love the straightforwardness of Mr. Revala Sridhar Reddy. He's so
2000
concerned.
compared to
He's so concerned about
2014
fuel prices.
credentials
Mr.
with
Revala
that of
Sridhar
now,
Reddy
you will
is one of the
understand what
most
is the state
concerned
of
people
economy
about
right
fuel
now.
prices. And he
The gross
says
saving
we
rate,
must
the
bring down
gross
fuel
investment
prices.
rate,
Mr. Reddy,
the manner
I
in
want to
which
tell
the
you,
economy was
I want to
progressing
tell you,
forward,
I have the honor
pattern
and
of
privilege of telling you, Mr.
income
Reddy,
rise,
volume down for Lokesh,
household
that
income.
Telangana, your state, is one of the states which collects the highest amount of tax, 35.2% on petrol. Shame on you, sir. 27% on diesel. Shame on you, sir. So I just want to tell you, I love the change of heart. I don't need to go back 20 years. I wouldn't even want to go back 10 years. Now I'll let Riju continue because I cut him
May
short.
I please finish or
Let Riju continue. I'm being very democratic in spirit
Wow,
tonight. Yeah,
thank you.
But Riju had
No
a lengthy
problem.
intervention.
Arnab, I would
Let me
like
at
to
least
rebut.
rebut
Thank you.
to his reckless
Arnabji.
allegation.
Oh, my
Riju had a
goodness.
lengthy intervention.
Arnab,
Okay,
Arnab,
Riju
can I
can
finish?
continue now. Sanju, right after that, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Arnab. Thank you. So I was talking about GST. GST is being collected by the center from all states. But when it comes to tax devolution, when it comes to giving back the states its shares, the central government is not doing that. Again, you spoke about infrastructure. What is happening in infrastructure in the country? Fantastic work is being done in highways, tunnels and all roads. But the toll prices have gone up by 230%. Common man is getting hit. You were talking about savings. Let me give you a data. And the data says that every child born in India now comes into this world with a debt of 50,000 rupees on his head. This is what the common man, the layman is thinking. They are not thinking about slabs, this percentage, that percentage. The problem with the central government is they are choking the middlemen. The common man, the middle class is being decimated. Why? Because all that fund is channelized into throwing flowers. That channel, that money for the middleman is going, for the common man, for the middle class, is going into the election machinery of the BJP. They
All right
need
now,
flowers to be thrown at.
all right,
They need helicopters.
all right,
They
now
need
Sanju
Boeing
must
jets.
respond because we had four of you.
Mercedes-Benz cars. They need 50 lakh rupees suits.
This is not fair. You
That
can
is
have the
common
No,
man.
okay, now you can finish, Riju. I think you had a good run on that. Sanju has had four leaders take her on.
और आम आदमी बिना खाते
Should
मर
we not
जाएगा.
give her the chance
May
to
I please?
reply?
Shame on BJP.
Thank you. Thank you, Arnab. Arnab, first and foremost, when Riju Datta sits here and says shame on BJP, I think Riju Datta needs to know that in the entire country, government doctors, the average dearness allowance that they get is 6 to 7%. West Bengal government gives a dearness allowance of 2 to 3% to government.
DNS allowance is a state subject. Don't lecture us on that.
Ashamed.
DNS allowance is a state subject. You have no business.
Okay, now.
You
Riju,
talk
you
about
can
your
counter her
fakir
after
rolling
that.
around in a Mercedes, Range Rover and Boeing
Sanju
jets.
in
Talk
anger has
about the
switched off
fakir.
her video. Now, please, she switched it back on. Now, please, Riju, now don't do this. And
Let me
Sanju,
finish.
you don't have to switch on
Or
and switch off the
probably yes,
video,
Rahul,
please.
run
You
away.
can continue on the debate. What's going on here now, man?
No, let me finish. Because you have 4 people, I can debate with 40. But I
Sanju
need
Verma
my
today has
time.
lost the plot.
I need my time, I can debate with 40 people. Pehle, Riju Datta, shame on you, your Trinamool Congress lost its national party status. So यहाँ बैठकर भाषण मत दो, do some introspection.
Let's
You have
talk
zero
about
presence
economics,
outside.
But you still get beaten by a regional party. But you still get beaten by a regional
You have
party.
0 seats in
Narendra
Goa.
Modi
You
comes
have
here,
0
gets
seats
defeated
in
by a
Goa.
regional party.
Nobody knows Mamata
Have you not
Banerjee outside
got any
West Bengal.
shame?
Arnab,
Narendra Modi comes
Okay,
here.
1 minute. Now, Riju, now, okay, can we come back to the subject? Because people are saying, Arnab, open the phone lines. And I'm saying, how do I open the phone lines when 2 panelists have not spoken yet? But I'm under pressure from viewers now. They are saying, open the phone lines. I'm under pressure from the viewers.
No, Riju made many points. It is only fair you give me at least
The
2
debate
minutes
is
for
trending.
debate.
People are calling to my newsroom.
The viewers
May I
come
come
first.
in?
They are the voters in this country, Sanju Verma. Not BJP cadres. The viewers matter.
This debate is going.
Voters.
Arnab,
They
this is
decide
not fair.
our
Why
fate.
do you have-
Not your.
Okay, now Riju, you got a wrong reply. You now
No,
don't
the
heckle
viewers, we
anymore.
want to know what the
I'm
viewers are
requesting
saying.
you, please. People are saying open the phone lines, etc. I'll do
want to know
everything.
what
But
the viewers are
now,
saying.
Riju, you also
I
know,
want to
please.
know what the viewers are saying. What the middle
Let me
class and the
speak.
common men are
Arnab,
saying.
can I finish? Arnab, can I please finish?
I
This
very
is
well
not
have
fair
a.
because you told me you will give me time to rebut.
Okay, now Sanju
You
will
told me you
reply.
will give me time
I'm
to
requesting
rebut.
others not to heckle her now, please. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah.
Arnab ji,
Thank you. Please.
I am also
you
waiting.
want to know what the...
I know you're waiting, sir. I know. I can see you're waiting. There are two panelists, Akshita and poor Savio, who was not. He's just listening. He's saying probably the debate will end without me. Now, so allow me, please. Yeah, I'm
And
opening
what
the phone
about
lines.
me? I have
Viewers,
not
those who are
spoken
calling in
anything.
saying
May
open the
I
phone lines,
please?
I will. Yeah, okay, Sanju, please
Arnab,
go
can I
on.
rebut?
No, but
Thank you,
Riju
Arnab.
has to stop now first. If Riju does not stop, this debate cannot happen. So I'm telling you, Riju, now I'm being a little stern with you on this. Please don't heckle here now. And Riju, okay, I'll put everyone on. Don't do this. Thank you, please. Continue.
Okay. What the Modi government has done for the middle class, and Arnab, I just need 2 minutes. We have given more than 2 lakh crore to over 14 crore farmers, including middle class farmers. We have opened 48 crore Jan Dhan accounts with more than 55% of the beneficiaries being women. We have given 9 crore new Ujjwala gas cylinders. We have opened more than 9,000 Jan Aushadhi Kendras.
He is not ready to
We
understand
उज्ज्वला
this
का
issue.
दिवाला निकल गया है. Lies.
On your channel.
Concessional interest rate of 2% only to
Arnab ji,
20
BJP
crore
will not
farmers under
understand.
Kisan Credit
All these
Scheme.
things have been said in
We have
Karnataka.
given
You are
2
defeated
crore young
Lies.
girls
All these
Sukanya
things have been
Samriddhi
considered.
Yojana benefits
Very good.
at an average interest rate of more than
Louder for Sanjay.
7.5%.
Lies.
Don't heckle us, Riju. Don't heckle her, Riju. No, I told you once, don't do that. She didn't while you were speaking. What are you doing? This is not right, Riju. And what are you doing, Lokesh? Can you, Lokesh and Srivastav, not do this? She's making a point. What is this, three of you going on lies? Let her complete her point.
Appreciating it. We are reciprocating it.
You don't have to. No,
We
you
are
don't have. No,
receiving
no,
it.
no, 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 no. Let her complete the
Arnab
point.
ji-
Now, this is an unequal debate anyway in the way it's poised. So it's,
She's
what
not
you're
ready
doing
to
is not
discuss
correct.
Okay, let me
common
correct.
man. This is not.
Arnab,
This is not
Arnab,
correct.
Now, let me ask you
No.
one thing. There is so much that has been spoken about petrol and diesel prices. The Modi government
Okay, open
reduced
phone.
petrol and diesel prices by 5 rupees and 10 rupees in November 2021 and again reduced petrol and diesel prices by 6 rupees and 8 rupees in May 2022. And your audience needs to know, West Bengal
Motorola diesel,
government,
there's a shop.
the Mamata Didi government did not reduce VAT on petrol and diesel. Telangana did not reduce VAT on
But 2
petrol and
months ago,
diesel.
Sanju Verma, you said
Rajasthan
that
did not
fuel
reduce
prices,
VAT on
to
petrol and
answer on
diesel.
fuel prices,
The
go and
Congress
ask
Okay, open the
government
phone lines.
did not
Put the phone number on
reduce
this.
VAT on petrol and diesel.
इस मुद्दे पे बात क्यों
Why
शुरू कराई?
did Bengal not
Your
reduce
party said
VAT on
Jawaharlal Nehru and Aurangzeb is responsible for high fuel prices.
Why did Mamata
Your party
Banerjee not
spokesperson
reduce
said.
VAT on petrol and diesel? पहले इसका जवाब दो. You should be ashamed. You are not paying government doctors
Go
and
and
DRS
ask
allowance,
Jawaharlal Nehru and
and you're
Aurangzeb.
sitting
Go.
and giving a bhashan
Go
to
and
the
ask
BJP.
Aurangzeb.
पहले DRS allowance दो government doctors
No, go
को
and
in
ask
Bengal.
Aurangzeb. I'm giving your
Government
reply to
doctors
you.
are crying in West Bengal.
Blame it on Jawaharlal
Government
Nehru.
doctors are crying in West Bengal. You are not paying
No,
government
nobody is
doctors by
crying.
DRS allowance.
BJP is
Shame on
crying
you.
after Karnataka.
And Lokesh
Bengal,
Jindal
nobody is
tells
This
me,
is
I don't know
okay,
who
ladies
is
and gentlemen, I'm putting the number on the screen because there's too much pressure building up from the viewers. Savio, I think we'll have to open the phone lines on this. I'm getting in Akshita Badoria, who's a policy expert, and Savio Rodriguez on this. Somewhere this pinches, Savio. Somewhere this does pinch. I mean, I don't think the people are responding like this because it doesn't pinch. I know a lot of middle class people, honest tax-paying citizens watching my program tonight, and I can tell you the lines are burning in my newsroom. I can only tell you that. Savio, I think 1 minute. Savio. Okay, now please, Savio and Akshita, please. Savio first.
It's
This is not a right
important
subject
to,
for discussion today.
Arnab, has the cost of living gone up? The answer is yes. The cost of living has gone up. But so has the need of materialism in this country. A lot of people today want the better things in life, and I'm certain that the government must also work to understand that the middle class, which is the backbone of any country, is paying a heavy price for the aspirations of the rest of the people of India. The middle class continues to be the one that pays the price.
Oh my goodness.
So has the cost of living gone up? Yes. Should the government
Have you
work
gone
on
to
it?
the Silly Souls
Yes.
Cafe in Goa?
Is the government working on it?
Have you gone to the
there
Silly
must be
Soul
much
Cafe
more.
in Goa?
Sanju, you're not
I've seen
you're
the
not a
menu
middle
and the
class.
GST implied
You're
on
not a
it.
middle class, Sanju.
That's not Sanju, yeah, for
You're
God's
not a middle
sake.
class.
That is
None of you
Riju,
guys
not
here are
Sanju.
middle
What are
class.
you
Come
doing,
down
man?
To the ground.
That's Riju, not Sanju, and I can't believe, no, you thought Riju sounds like Sanju.
Riju,
sounds
Sanju,
like
and
me.
everyone, we are not middle class.
No, but you're
Yeah,
trying...
because you're all screaming, Arnab.
Yeah, but for
I am
God's
middle
sake...
You're all
class.
screaming. But
I am salaried, I am middle class.
the middle class
I am not
is
the
having a
luckiest
problem.
But you
Segment
can't
is
blame on the... I mean,
absolutely
okay,
right
lines,
in putting out
coming up.
The
Okay,
fear.
I have... Akshita, can I get you into the debate? You know, I don't think we can dismiss this issue by saying people are getting materialistic. And you know, the Swiggy, Zomato generation out here is just spending a little bit, lots more, buying things on Amazon and just becoming materialistic kind of attitude. I mean, come on, you know, that's a little superficial out here. Are you going to blame people for wanting to live life a little bit more? Are you going to use that to justify? You know, are you going to say, why did you... This sounds like Chidambaram to me, Savio. Why are you having ice cream and then complaining? There's no argument out here. You can't say
No, it's
that.
not that, Arnab. No, it's not that,
No, you're
Arnab.
saying people are materialistic, that's why they're feeling the pinch.
That the people
she was
are
saying that
finding an
she
issue.
doesn't eat
Mr. Srivastav,
And that's not what
Bridgemon?
I'm saying. I'm saying that people are going to be
I'm saying
Yes.
people want relief for God's sake, and the BJP's promised them relief, they will demand relief. That's all.
But they want relief, Arnab.
Can I come in?
Yeah, Akshita, please.
They want relief on
Okay, let's get Akshita in. Akshita, your take.
Thank you so much, Arnab, for having me. I'm going to take just 2 minutes on this. Definitely, is there a demand for ease of cost of living? Definitely. Is it because people are getting materialistic and things are getting, costlier? I wouldn't buy that argument at all. Since we are linking this entire debate today to the loss of BJP in Karnataka, I'm going to make a very small submission on this. I do not think that this was a reason why the BJP lost in Karnataka. One of the main reasons why they lost is because they lost in terms of communication and narrative. They couldn't reach out to people and say that why there is a price rise, what are the corrective measures that the government is going to take very soon. There was absolutely no assurance while the opposition was really building on, very nicely on their narrative, I would say, especially at a time where they were countering.
Okay, but then milk. Okay, let me answer. Let me ask you a counter. Akshita, tell me.
Sure.
Akshita, what would you say to someone who says my price of milk has gone by 12% from a year back? It was 12% less. It's 12% more now. Milk. Why? What would you say to them?
See, that's the thing. The price rise, I think it's a global phenomenon. I know that
but
the BJP
12%
the
increase
center
in
has
price
been
of
telling
milk?
it again and again.
12% increase in the price of milk?
It's a global phenomenon. Thank you.
See, that's exactly where I feel the government or the BJP failed to communicate. However, what the opposition has also done is it has countered this with offering freebies. One needs to understand that freebies is not an answer to
nobody's asking
the
for
rise in
freebies.
price.
Akshita, Riju countering you. Sanju's going to make a comeback. Calls will open. Yeah.
Mr. Chidambaram. Arnab, yes. I just want to say, you mentioned Mr. P. Chidambaram and what comments he made. You remember when somebody asked our finance minister, Nirmala Sitharaman ji, on the parliament floor, why onion prices are so expensive? What did she say? I don't eat onion.
No, she didn't
And what did her husband say?
No. You're misquoting and misinterpreting the whole thing. No. You're also twisting things like nothing, you know. Should I open the phone lines? Amol Shetty from Navi Mumbai. Amol, hi. Amol, since the calls are coming in, let's take a few.
From Navi Mumbai.
Hi, Amol.
Hello, Arnab ji.
हाँ, बोलिए.
Hello, Arnab ji. Thank you very much for this participatory journalism, and I welcome that you have taken this important topic of inflation. So I will request the BJP spokesperson, a very dashing spokesperson, to understand the need of reducing the prices of gas particularly and fuel. See, it is impacting the farmers also and the common man also.
Okay, Amolji, thank you very much. Okay, Sanju, respond, Sanju.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't know whether I'm dashing or not, but on Arnab's debate, everybody looks dashing. Thank you. Sir, you've raised an important question. I started by saying that more needs to be done. For any government to say that, okay, we are happy that, inflation is currently at 3.84%, wholesale inflation is negative at 0.92%. We are happy, we are going to sit back and be complacent. No. I'm sure the government will take on board the feedback with respect to LPG prices also. My only grouse is that earlier we used to pay 10% income tax, or also if you just had an annual income of 5 lakh rupees. Today, even if you have an annual
Next,
income
we'll
of
take
9 lakh
Rishabh
rupees,
from Thane
under the
on the
new
plate.
regime, you pay only 45,000 rupees tax.
Okay,
and you pay
Mr.
0%
Srivastava.
tax till an
Mr.
annual
Srivastava.
income of 7 lakh
Change.
rupees.
Mr. Srivastava.
There is
8 करोड़ लोगों के
0%
लिए।
income tax that you need to
Srivastava।
pay
8 करोड़ की बात
till an
कर रही
annual
है।
income of 7 lakh
Srivastava।
rupees.
1 अरब 40 करोड़ लोग हैं इस समय देश में।
Is the scope of income tax rebate that is available to the
Next
middle
caller,
class.
Rishabh from
Under
Thane,
the
Maharashtra.
Congress government, there was no
Rishabh, hi,
income
Rishabh
tax
बोलिए।
rebate
अरे income
that
tax-
was available
So
to the
very good
middle
evening.
class.
Good evening. Continue, Rishabh. Go
My
on, you're
message
live.
is to Sanju Verma. Can I just speak?
Yeah, go on. Rishabh, Sanju, Rishabh is asking you a question. RK on the
Ma'am,
screen. This is interesting.
yes.
RK on the right.
First of all,
Yes,
sir,
yes,
thanks a lot for always reading my tweet. And it is
thank
a
you,
really very interactive session, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, so the message is that the unemployment and cost of living
No,
crisis
Riju
have really
RK.
pushed millions into poverty. And Sanju Verma, please hear this. The government and people with deep pockets come into the media and talk of India's growth. But unfortunately, they are completely unaware of the reality in the country. संजू वर्मा जी, हम आपको बहुत रिस्पेक्ट करते हैं. आप प्लीज बाहर निकलिए, लोगों से पूछिए, आप देखिए रिटेल इन्फ्लेशन कितना नीचे गिर गया है.
RK, should Sanju listen?
I think the spokesperson for the government, for the BJP, Riju, please keep quiet. Riju, hold on.
Achha, Sanju, before you come in, one.
Riju, hold on. So I think, Sanju Verma, I understand she came well prepared with the data, whatever the numbers are there, but at the end of the day, situation on the ground is not situation on the
हाँ,
ground.
आपके लिए है, मगर वो RK कुछ कह रहे हैं, आपके पास ही आ रहा हूँ. हाँ.
सुनिए
RK बोलिए ना, please go on, RK. You tell her, then she responds, then open up the line.
So Sanju, just I think your data and statistics, what you're telling is not being reciprocated by the man on the street. I think that is something which you're missing. I think you lost that narrative in Bangalore, lost that narrative in Karnataka. Disconnect है थोड़ा. You lost that narrative in Karnataka. It is good to learn. So next year election है. I think next year election है.
Next year election है, उसके पहले आप change कीजिए.
और ये टैक्स वाली बात से इलेक्शन नहीं जीतेंगे आप थोड़ा you have to listen to people. 1105 वाले सिलेंडर को 800 पे लेके आइए.
खराब हो गया है.
800-700 में लेके आइए. Okay.
1105 वाला सिलेंडर 700 में लेके आइए. And I think
Sanju, go on. Okay, good, taken. Sanju, listen to that. Yeah. You want to take the next question and take the answers together?
No, I will answer Rishabh in a jiffy. Rishabh, आपने जो सवाल किया बहुत अच्छा सवाल था. मोदी सरकार मिडिल क्लास के लिए और काम करेगी. हम इसके लिए जितना इनिशिएटिव हो सकता है हम इसके और पूरी तरह से प्रतिबद्धता रखते हैं. पर मैं सिर्फ आपको एक चीज आपके साथ रिक्वेस्ट करना चाहूंगी कि आप बंगाल की, राजस्थान की, छत्तीसगढ़ की सरकारों को भी पूछिए कि पेट्रोल और डीजल पर वैल्यू एडेड टैक्स
40 से 60% होगा.
मोदी सरकार ने तो एक्साइज ड्यूटी कम कर दिया पेट्रोल पर,
और
ने तो डीजल पर भी एक्साइज ड्यूटी कम कर दी.
40% से 60%
वैल्यू एडेड टैक्स कम नहीं किया. अशोक गहलोत ने वैल्यू एडेड टैक्स कम नहीं किया.
Okay, Riju.
भूपेश बघेल ने वैल्यू एडेड टैक्स कम नहीं किया.
Riju, not two together, Riju. Yeah, thank you. I have just 30 seconds left.
Arnab, Sanju Verma is asking political questions from a common man who has called in for his question. Can you imagine how politically
Okay, Sanju, one more question. Pankhuri from Patna in Bihar. Pankhuri, I hope I got the pronunciation right. Pankhuri, reduce your TV volume, Pankhuri. And listen to me because you can hear me on the phone. Pankhuri, what's your question?
Problematic. Whether it is Karnataka or any other state, it is the time to ease the cost of living of the Aam Aadmi. And thank you so much, sir, for raising this issue.
So she also agrees out here. It's an issue here, you know. I mean, at the end of the day, Mr. Reddy, I think the fact is, ask Revola, is he going to capitalize on it in Telangana? Are you not going to capitalize on it in Karnataka, Telangana? You can tell the BJP directly, no problem. You can have free communication on my program.
Yes, sir. Yes,
But he has,
Revola?
Revola? But he has already.
Yeah, Pankuri, 1 minute. Revola Sridhar Reddy.
It's not the question of cartelizing. You know, the fact is the same. No, people are facing the difficulty.
Yeah.
They are losing the money. They are not able to afford the other things what what they are supposed to do their families. And central government is ruthless on this. They're not responsible. Now, not even one caller has not spoken in favor of the central government now.
In fact, I have some...
is saying many statistics which cannot satisfy the common man. Politically, we may use definitely.
Sanju,
today the parties
petrol and diesel by 5 and 10 rupees in November 2021. We reduced excise on petrol and diesel.
Okay, viewers, what we've been able to establish in the course of that debate is that while there is a significant amount of great work that the government is doing on infrastructure, overall macroeconomics, strengthening the economy, I think it will not be out of order, elections or not, to give some significant relief to the Aam Aadmi, not just for political reasons. And that is it on the debate tonight. We had a great debate, some real confessions from Pakistan, tracking the big stories. Remember, viewers, we're the #1 in the country on live and breaking coverage. And I thank you all very much at the very end for the 70% TRP that you've given to your program on this slot. Thank you so much. We are blessed. See you tomorrow. Good night and goodbye.
At Amity University's 2-week summer school, students of classes 10 to 12 get to explore future undergraduate programs as per their interest from over 30 disciplines. Students attend lectures by Amity University faculty, gain experience at over 400 labs and learning studios, and attend personality enhancement workshops. Register now at amity.edu/summer school.
Sir, can we ask you a couple of questions on your relationship and the agricultural land that you had bought along with Priyanka Vadra and Robert Vadra? We've been trying to get in touch with you and ask you several questions on the land deals that you had along with Priyanka Vadra and Robert Vadra. Why are you trying to avoid the camera, sir? CC Thampi, we've asked you several questions and wanted to ask you about your land dealings.
Mr. Rahul Gandhi raised the issue of institutions. Why these?
Republic TV can ask any number of questions. I'm not going to be...
But Mr. Rahul Gandhi raised the issue of institutions. Sir, he raised the issue of institutions. When the ED goes after you, these protests don't happen.
Obviously, you don't understand English. What can I...
I understand English, sir. Rahul, would you take a couple of questions on ED, Rahul? You can't push us around.
Motorola, India's best 5G smartphone brand.
ये जब मेमो गेट में अमेरिका को कह रहा था जरदारी कि जरा मुझे अपनी फौज से बचा लो, उसके पैसे बाहर पड़े हुए हैं। जब नवाज शरीफ इंडियन लॉबी को और इजराइल लॉबी को अपने साथ बनाना चाहता था, अपनी फौज को कह रहा था कि दहशतगर्दी में मुलव्वस है।
At Amity University's 2-week summer school, students of classes 10 to 12 get to explore future undergraduate programs as per their interest from over 30 disciplines. Students attend lectures by Amity University faculty, gain experience at over 400 labs and learning studios, and attend personality enhancement workshops. Register now at amity.edu/summer school.
Mr. Charles? Please. Mr. Charles, what slides ahead? The front will be safe for you.
Rahul, what do you have to say about the involvement of the shell companies, Rahul? Rahul, involvement of the shell companies, Rahul.
Was there an email that was sent to you from Shashi Tharoor asking for help? On you show me the mail. He's asking for help, saying that forensic expert ko bhejo ye, asking that the independent forensic report has to be sent to the Home Minister, to the Health Minister.
Can we ask you a couple of questions on your relationship and the agricultural land that you had bought along with Priyanka Vadra and Robert Vadra? We've been trying to get in touch with you and ask you several questions on the land deals that you had along with Priyanka Vadra and Robert Vadra.
From the Mumbai studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on The Debate.
Pak versus Pak. I like it when the Pakistanis fight each other, because as the Pakistanis fight, they nurse deep grudges against each other. And because they nurse deep grudges against each other, they start exposing each other. But even then, and even so, this expose by Imran Khan is on a different scale altogether. Imran Khan, in a televised address sometime back, has said that yes, the Pakistani government knew that the Pakistani army controlled and financed and ran terrorist groups. Imran has gone on to say that the Pakistani army used to turn the terror